Well, I think that's one of my passions is trying to get students and members of the community to think about sustainability and like living in ways today that would allow us to live that way forever. And where we find ourselves right now is consuming so much, using so many resources that doing that is not sustainable. And I think we've arrived there because of our commercial system is so prolific. Our model for success is consuming and making money for the short term, and not trying to instill things that will be longer lasting for society. And I think that's caught us off guard, all of a sudden deciding, wow, we're using stuff too fast, we're throwing too much away. In our pursuit for energy, we're putting too many greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. We've got just too much stuff. And it's not that you can't have a quality life by using less, it's just that's not been our model. We spend billions of dollars for advertising, getting everybody to buy more, but there's nobody on the other side spending billions of dollars educating people on why we should be sustainable. And I think that's the big disconnect for society. And I think in our pursuit of convenience and consuming items, we're getting hit with the environmental bill, which is we've got more particulates that we're breathing in our air. We've got toxic chemicals that we don't know how to dispose of. No one has been asking these companies to play the game by a higher standard. And you can do it all. It's just someone's got to set the rules. And right now I feel like industry's been able to set the rules more than the voice of the people. And there are countries out there like Sweden where they practice what's called the natural step. And the whole country's on board, and if you're a business, you can't make a product that's going to be damaging for society. It's got to pass the tests. Then you've got to account for everything in your business model. And if everybody does that, then that's truly a free market, because everyone's playing by the same rules. But there are people now who can skirt the environmental piece and just get their product to market and not have to pay for the environmental damage.
So, do you think that there should be a tax imposed on, like a carbon tax, a meat tax, things like that?
Yeah, I think there are creative ways to do it. And I think it's been met with a lot of opposition to date because industry's been able to have a very big say in how we govern our country. And I think that's finally changing. Paris, we got a climate accord, which is an amazing first step. It's not going to get us where we need to be yet, but we're moving. And I would say there's the members of our government are the last vestiges of this old guard of climate deniers saying everything's fine, this isn't an issue, whereas the entire rest of the world is ready to move on this. And it's really unfortunate because we're one of the biggest economies, we're the biggest economy. So if we're being held back by a few business interests, I think that has serious consequences for our ability to make progress and get to where we need to get to, which is I think a better life for everybody.
Yeah.
Right now, China pays a terrible cost for our consumerism because they don't have the environmental standards, so we buy lots of product from them, but that product is made without regard to the environment, and you've got cities like Beijing now that are on red alert, and if you breathe the air in those cities over the course of a day, it's like sitting in a car with a smoker for 36 hours.
Wow.
and nobody should have to do that.
Yeah.
So do you think it's governments that can make the most change or individuals that can do the
I
most?
think it would be nice that if our government's truly led in the right way, that they would be doing these things for us. But in short of that, I think it should be people making choices that are sustainable. And the only problem is not everybody knows what choices to make.
So how do you think countries that signed the Paris Agreement should approach the climate change situation? Should they educate their people about it? How do people push for things?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I think getting the word out. I think education is a really big piece of that, and I think our media has, unfortunately given both sides equal time, whereas I don't think the other side often deserves equal time. So yeah, it is work. I think if you don't know, if you're ignorant, then you get a pass. But I think once you do know, I think as a citizen, I think you're obligated to start making some responsible choices. They saw something, and if they say if 5 to 10% of a population can get the entire population to change, and so you've got some leaders in the community that speak out and they say, this is something that we should protect or encourage, and then the town gets behind it.